Good morning, good morning. I'm hoping that this is working all right. I'm going to give it a minute to see if it's echoing again. I'm also giving some time for my auto hosting to switch off. Don't know if I can do that manually. I assume so, but I just don't know how to do that. Doesn't seem to be echoing, so that's a good sign. No echo so far. Is it showing my channel or is it still on Jams? I guess it's on mine. It still shows I'm hosting his. Good morning, Faye and Bones. Glad you both could join. I know there's a few others that would like to be here, but like Aurora, I think she was wanting to, or she was traveling or something this morning. Okay, thanks for confirmation, Bones. I appreciate it. Okay, before we get started, I went through all of my forum mail, email, Twitter mail. I checked in-game mails on all my different factions on both sides of the region just to double check if there was any last-minute entries, which there weren't, but it's always good to check. All right, Bones, thanks for letting us know. So as it stands, we have, not counting myself, 14 participants. That means everybody will be getting a decor pack code. No drawing required, because I have 25 in total, so there was more than enough to go around for everyone. So yay for those of you that participated. You will be getting one. I will be passing those out sometime today. It'll take some time to get through everybody's because some contacted me via in-game and others contacted me other ways, so it's going to be a little bit of time to go through all of them and get you your codes. Now, if you have any trouble with them, please do let me know, and I will get in contact with the community team of Carbine to get that sorted out. But the way I understand it, they are redeemable regardless of region. But one thing you do need to know is whatever character you put them on, once it goes to that character's inventory, it's stuck there. So, you know, if you have characters on both regions or both, I guess, factions or whatever, I think it's all account bound, you know, kind of like when you purchase from the shop, you get it all dumped into one inventory. But you can only claim the pack once. It's not like you can claim it on multiple chars. So the 30 pieces of decor, that's the limit. You get 30 pieces of decor and it'll probably dump it all into one character's inventory / mail, and then you can just, you know, spread it out however you want amongst your characters, but you only get those 30 plus pieces. So congrats to those of you that participated and are going to be getting some nice freebies. I don't know what all's in the pack specifically. I know there's multiples. It's similar to the decor packs that are currently available with a little extra, like I believe they contain the sky remodel and that kind of thing. On that note, we are going to be having some drawings today. I don't know how exactly how often I'm gonna do it. I've got the names in a box. It's only EU players, unfortunately, because the items that I'll be giving away via the drawings are actually on my EU account. So it's courtesy of Mini Stabber. They sent me a number of items, including some sky remodels. There's some retail helper decor packs. There's a few dies, and then there's 3 gingerboard packages. And each package includes not only the hoverboard, but also all 3 flares that come with it. So we'll be giving those away today too. But again, it's unfortunately just for the EU players that submitted things. So sorry for you NAers. I know you deserve some extra goodies too, but it's just that's the way it worked out. Good morning, Poi. Glad you could join. So let's get started. We've got 20 plus projects to look at, and so let's see how long it takes us to get through all of them. Some of you included quite lengthy descriptions, so I'm going to try and get through those as well. So our first stop, and we are on NA side, by the way, if my character looks a little weird. I call it the CBDC junction because I only come over here usually for the CBDC, but let's see. The first one is from Nexus Cupcake, but yesterday their plot was still private, so I'm going to see. Yeah, unfortunately theirs is still private. Apparently they're out of town and they neglected to switch it over before they left. It was, I'm sure some of you might have seen it. It's the horse, the draft horse drawn sleigh. They're still going to get their code even though they're not technically in the showcase, but that's just because it's unfortunately was left private before they left town. So if you haven't seen it, you can probably go through my Twitter feed and see some of the retweets I did. But it was a really cute little horse. They used some color shifting for it. They described it that they used cylinders, domes, oligarch grass, ocular spheres, pillars, hover park pieces, cables, bowls, pillows, green lanterns, and cots. And mostly the color shift was used on the horse to get it a nice dark chocolatey color. They wanted to do a traditional theme, and they said think Norman Rockwell or Currier and Ives. I've heard of the first one. I'm not sure about the second, so I guess it's something similar. But unfortunately, Cupcake forgot to put it, open it, so we can't actually see it on the showcase. But thank you to her for participating at least. So let's change your plans. First one will be Valeria Starbreeze. Now keep in mind this is a showcase, so we're not actually looking at the plots themselves as a whole. So I'm sure you're going to see some stuff that you'd like to take a closer look at. I will say that next week we will be visiting some of these and more throughout the year because we are starting the NA side of our tours. But we're just going to focus on the CBDC entries today. So sorry, but not sorry. So Valeria's entry is, and you might also know them as Primal Knight, aka Emberly. They're best known for the At and the Crystal Palace that they've shown pictures of on the forums. This is Papa Phineas's sleigh that they set up. So they've got a little bit of a runway lit up with some of those. I want to say it's the Protostar lights, but it could be an Exile version of it. I don't know. I know this one is from like Far Side looking thing. But they used a couple of gondolas, the Oran gondolas, for the base of the sleigh. They've added on some 2x4 tracks and a little bit of like the guard here in the front. Added a few seats, the Dominion chairs, some toy storage, which is not just bags, but also the Oran dresser, and the fancy Dominion dresser on the back. Garnished it with a little bit of colorful lights. Hey Tech, have no idea. They usually do it when they have either a big update coming, or when they want to spotlight something in particular, like the last one was just spotlighting the Winterfest event. It's only Carbine knows that. We have no idea when they're going to be doing theirs. You can see that the sleigh itself is pulled by a gaggle of Rousdower critters. They have antlers. I don't recall which mounted headpiece that is. I think it's the one that looks like a skull. Um, it's not the Chumbacambra head, because it's a little bit more, it's got more antlers coming out of it. But this one's a little bit simplified. And they do have a red lantern set inside the front one to give him his little shiny red nose, reminiscent of the Rudolph bit. But very cute. Not a whole lot of pieces went into it, which is practical for those that want to build something similar. Unlike the one that I put together, which is like 700 and something pieces, which is way too many pieces. So this is a really good idea to, especially if you have some oddball items that you want to try and put together. You can see there's a lot of ways you can combine them to make it look like a nice little sleigh. So that was from Valeria Starbreeze, the Papa Phineas sleigh. Again, I know there's probably a lot of things on the plot that you've spotted as we're zooming around. Sorry, but we'll be checking that out later. On to the next. We've got Gypsy McCullough. How much plat do these plats cost to make? It varies. Some can get away with spending under 50 gold. Some go all out and spend hundreds of plat. It really just depends on the scope, the type of materials they use. And remember, a lot of this is built over time, over a long period of time. Many of these take months. And many of us have been in the game for, since it was born. So we've had a lot of time to accumulate a lot of decor. So, and we reuse them as we change themes. It's not like we just go out and buy all new stuff and delete the rest. A lot of it is recycled. We use the same stuff over and over. We just use it in different ways. So, how long does it take to get one plat? And welcome, Dan. Again, that varies. Depends on what you're doing. It doesn't seem all that long for me, and I'm a really casual, super casual player. But there's once when you're in lower levels, it probably seems like it's a lot. It takes a long while, but once you hit cap and you concentrate on either dailies or the contracts and things like that, it can add up fairly quickly. I know there's people that claim that they can get like 40, 50 plat in a matter of, a few hours of grinding. But for someone like me that doesn't really want to spend hours and hours doing that kind of thing, I just do it casually, and I maintain a pretty good chunk of cash on my mains character. And I'm super casual. I don't do raids, dungeons, anything like that. I just work on contracts intermittently. I don't even do them every day all the time. It's just what ones I feel like doing. So yeah, Bones is probably a good idea. I never really keep track of it myself. Tech, it just depends on what you want to do. If you have a vision of something that you would like to aim for, again, I'm constantly trying to remind people that you need to think of housing more as a marathon than a sprint. It's not something that you're going to pop out overnight. It's something that you're going to, it's an investment of time, money, items, and while you might have a specific idea and you know what items you need, it may be that you can only get a particular piece from a dungeon, so you have to run the dungeon multiple times just to get enough pieces, or be lucky enough to get it on the AH. So it just really depends. So yeah, if you're like me, it could take ages. Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of luck of the draw, or just purposely farming, or working out deals with others. Like if you know it's a lot of crafted items, either become an architect or become friends with an architect is real good. So this is Gypsy McCullough's plot. Again, sorry that we're not going to be taking a look at all of it, but we definitely want to see the entry. Gypsy says this is the Gypsy slave Vardo. Vardo, I guess, is like this little um, cart on wheels kind of thing. It's like it's like a gypsy version of a camper kind of thing, like a little home in a compact house thing. Um, Apparently, they started building gypsy wagons or Vardos back in the summer and got hooked, and they decided to make a Winterfest version. So this is 186 pieces, including the God, I can't talk this morning. Including the trophy shrine that's hidden below it to give the lighting. So if you see that faint little glow that keeps throbbing under here, that's that Lop trophy shrine. They just got using it for the lighting inside uh, the little Bardo. But you can see they've changed it. The others have wheels, but this one has the horns from the Draken staircase to give it that little ski type of look, imagining that it could either be carried by either a vehicle or beast of burden to drag it through the snow. But you can see it's a really cute idea. This is definitely something that would work as like a, you know, unfurnished, and then give it to somebody, and then they can put all the little furniture in, decorate it to their personal tastes or interests. But it's mostly made up of Draken walls, Draken pillars, a little bit of Winterfest fencing for decoration. The windows are really quite lovely here. Uh, it's just layered glass, 2x4s. Again, Draken walls and pillars to kind of trim up the little door that opens up on the bottom. Oh, you're right, I forgot. Thank you, Bones. I appreciate it. I apologize because really what it was, I woke up like a half hour before the show was supposed to start. I was like, oh my gosh, I've overslept. I need to get myself ready, and I'm just kind of disorganized this morning. I'm just glad the stream is working properly, unlike yesterday and the day before. But for this particular one, they're using the ornate cabinets, mostly for the furniture. So you've got one laying down for the couch, and they've just put some color shifted pillows onto it. Um, the pink ones turned them from the green. There's also one of the dressers. They've got the Merg explosive upside down with some Merg dynamite for the legs. Chua pillars for the piping, and then a red moon vent for the front, and it makes it a really cute little stove, like a wood stove. And then they've got the cabinets again, two turned to the back, one to the front, and made this nice little dresser type of thing. Just topped it with some 2x4s to kind of clean it up, give it a nice flat plain surface, and then use the same ones for the bed. Looks like they used some Cassian walls to give it a little bit of a fancier red, and then laid some rugs on top of that. You can see they used a curved wall mostly for this, and that you can tell they've had to make adjustments, add some wood here and there, but you did it uniformly, so it looks like it was meant to be that way. But that was because the curve is a little hard to follow with these walls being straight. Um, I'm trying to match it up nicely. Added a few icicles. But really a cute little bit. They even have a little smokestack and some of the smoke particle effects coming out for the wood stove. Yeah, it's really adorable. It's a flat metal table for the base of the Vardo. Trying to see if there's anything else. It's a really cute design, and like I said, they apparently make many of them. You can see there's a couple examples here. But this is on Gypsy McCullough with a cute little Winterfest Vardo, Gypsy Vardo. So well done on that. The last NA plot we'll be visiting is Frost Snowden's plot, aka Lex Talionis. I think this is one that contacted me via forum post. This one went into great detail as to what they did. They call it the Ice Rock Dire Dagoon. Here's a good look at it. It's based on the Stark family crest from Game of Thrones and additional inspiration from other fantasy sources. It's 155 pieces total, including ice rock obelisks for the tufts of fur, which I guess would be like the mane and like the tail. Ice rock slabs to fill out round sections, which I would probably assume to be like the shoulders and maybe the haunches of his rear end there. Ice rock spikes for his teeth and claws. You can see the teeth. Ice rock spikes there, and then claws on his paws. Unique pieces would be the lamp gear for his eyes. You can see the gear right in there. Ice cap mushrooms for his ears. That's those little flowers, the same thing I used for the tissue paper for the open gift. So you can tell they're slightly different color, and it helps bring out the difference so not everything blends together, which is a really smart idea. Ice rock cornerstone color shifted to match the rest of the ice rock pieces for his nose. So this is a cornerstone piece of the ice rock block, and then they've just shifted it to a bit of a blue to match the rest. Make that stand out. Morning, Aurora. Glad you could join. The saddle. Apparently posed the hardest challenge for this particular build, which is kind of astounding considering what they put together with the rest. But so they used an animal bust oxian laid flat to represent the leather seat with the front grip and horn posts at the back for the gear. So this is the nose of the oxian is actually being used as the grip, and the face of it is like the seat, and then this part is holding the saddlebags and stuff. So that's the oxian head. Sleeping bag bandit, color shifted for under padding. So that's what these are. These are typically like a dark blue, but they color shifted them brown to make it look like padding for the saddle. There's a backpack here. small tan sack, and rolled sleeping bag as the actual gear. They wanted to give special mention to their boyfriend, which is known as Blackwing Soul, who supplied most of the materials for the project to facilitate a quick yet very detailed build. Apparently, they ground up a lot of Arctera decor, because these you get from the Soul Frost vendors, I believe. A lot of these uh, what you call them, the ice rock slabs and stuff, all of those come from the vendor in Arctera. But what an amazing effort there. I mean, you can see the individual pieces if you look really hard, but just crazy, crazy stuff. But a really incredible job. Who wouldn't want to ride around on one of these, right? Yeah, it has claws. It's just everything. It's a really great job. And really nice decisions on like the ears and nose and such, helping them stand out against all the rest of the ice. So it's a really awesome bit. Okay, I'm going to switch over here to the Be Right Back, and we're going to move on to EU side. Just take me a minute to switch. For those just joining in, a reminder, since we had fewer participants than I have codes to give out, everybody is guaranteed a code. We won't be having a drawing for those. But I am having some drawings for some of the items that I can give away on EU side only. In fact, I could probably do one of those right now while we're kind of waiting for me to switch. Get a good mix up here. So the first one for the drawings of some of the random items that I have on hand is Poikle Satin. So Poi, I'm going to give you a choice since you're here in the chat with us. I'm going to give you a choice. Would you prefer a die, sky remodel, a set of 3 retail helper decor packs, gingerboard package? Which one of those would you think you'd rather have? If I draw a name that's not here, I'll just give them something random. Gingerboard package, please. All right. Congratulations to Poi. I'll show. I got the name here. Okay, so that's one of the board packages. Poi. So we got 2 left. Let me just mark that before I forget. All right, I'm not even in the housing thing. Silly me. Again, I'll be getting all of these codes and any extra prizes you might win out to you sometime today. It's going to take a little while to get through everything, but it will come. Okay, so first stop on EU side is Moopty Starborn. This one is called a gingerbread sleigh ride. You might also know them as Bubbles Starborn. They said they originally had 10 quote-unquote reindeer or rain WildStar or whatever you want to call them, but decided that that would be an insane design for a mount to have that whole trail of critters, I guess, leading in front. I don't know. I think some people would like that. So they decided to just go with one Rudolph style. Um, the red lantern had too much sticking out, so they decided to go with the frost skull nose instead. So he's got a bit of a blue glowy nose. Hey Maddie, good morning. Glad you could join. So here we have the WildStar. Instead of just general reins, they're using the lights, the string lights, as the reins themselves, which is kind of smart. And of course the frost skull for the glowy nose. For the sleigh itself, it's toast, unburnt toast for all of the sides, front and back, and even a large one for the base. And then they've chosen to use, looks like snow clumps to represent the icing that is holding each section together. And then different colored orange windows, pinks and oranges, for the candy decoration. They've got a blue flare attached to the back for the propulsion, I guess, to kind of help the poor little single WildStar that's having to do the pulling. It's hover part pieces for the blades of the sleigh themselves, and then for the seat, it's just one of the glittering shuttle benches. Again, probably the thing that eats up the most is the icing bit for all of that. It's quite a few pieces to use. I mean, it's on front, back, and both sides, so that's probably the main thing that probably eats up the decor count. But it's other than that, it's a pretty pretty cute idea. Fairly practical if someone wanted to. I mean, you know, it's kind of a once a year thing if someone's wanting to do a holiday related kind of little decoration for their plot. So yeah, very cute. Excuse me. So that is Mukti Starborn Gingerbread Sleigh Ride. If you're wondering about the snow, as we've seen on several of the homes we've been visiting over the month for the winter tours, basically this is an upside down Arctera formation. I think any of them have this particular appearance. It's a nice alternative to using the snowy hills, because I think the what's it called, winter, no, white veil ground remodel, it's not exactly white, it's more of kind of a gray blue, so it's not really uh, it doesn't match most of the snow decor we have and everything. So I've used it, but I ended up like covering up most of it because it's just that really drabby color. And this is an alternative. Rather than spending the money to change it to the white veil ground, you could just get a bunch of these, or maybe even just one, and size it up really big and cover your entire plot, and it looked like it's just plain old snow cover. It does give off the little white poofs, so it's really nice. But we've seen a lot of people using this in some really fun ways, making different elevations of ground and everything. It looks really nice. I think I may end up having to use some of that myself. Okay, so the next one is Zafira Azure. We'll visit this one, and then we'll do another drawing just to see. Again, we're just looking at the entries. We're not looking at all the plots. I know there are some amazing works out here. Zafiras we've actually toured in the past. So apologies if you're like going, what's that? What's that? Okay, so Aurora is one of those that likes to do multiples, like myself. So we have a few to look at here. This one is, I call it the Frost Lion. I'm not sure if that's what you called it too, but you can see It's kind of a similar idea to the one we saw earlier, but again, the approach is different. Aurora decided to use most of the ice rock blocks, the white ones, the snowy ones. So there's cornerstones, arches, um, maybe even some blocks in there somewhere. I have no idea. This is supposed to be 568 pieces for this lion. That tells you how many pieces are made. That's a lot of pieces. Um, it looks like one of the Arctera bone jaws for this little decoration on the forehead there. Some sandbags for the ears, around the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Um, glacier spikes for the mane, I think, and for the tip of the tail. Um, looks like stones for the saddle bit here. It's really hard to tell. What is that? Gravestones there? I see this little emblem here. That's one of those streamers. They've just tucked in the ribbon part and just showing this for like the decoration on the belt. Same way here. Yeah, it does. It really helps the mane and everything to stand out as well against the white of the beast itself. Hanging cables for most of the harness, I think. What is that? Is that Pell or Ichthian banner of some kind? And it looks like a giant rolled sleeping bag for the saddle cushion part. Oh, the saddle is the Arctera Memodin skull thingy. Okay. I was going to say, I don't recognize this piece. It looks kind of like a headstone, but I can see what you're talking about now. It's that one that's got like a little horn, like the eye socket is right here, isn't it? And like this is on its head, and then it has like a little horn on its nose. Very clever using those pieces. Oh, it's not a competition, boy. Don't worry about it. Everybody's is awesome, I promise. But really cute. Again, who wouldn't want to ride around on one of these things? I like his little dainty. The pose even is cute. This is really crazy, the amount of pieces and the detail that you managed to squeeze out of it. I mean, right down to the eyes, just adding that extra little brown part really helps punch it. Some amazing look. Yeah, it does. No argument there. Well, if that blows you away, then you might want this awesome, I call it a ice hoverboard. I don't know if Aurora had anything specific in mind, but it's 109 pieces for this one. Again, the detail is just crazy. Um, Again, it looks to be mostly the ice rock blocks, the arches and the cornerstones, maybe some blocks too, like along here. The top of it is covered with the frozen water. And then icicles. Some of it is straight up icicles, and others are from the frozen ledges along the side here to give it like a little speed look. It's also being used to connect the flares on the sides. The front design, it looks like a little snowflake. or an ice flake, I guess would be a better description. I'm not sure what's being used there for those pieces. It could be more icicles, I guess, being used for that, but very, very cute little addition. For the little flares on the side, it looks to be a file and then maybe some rolled sleeping bags, and then ended with was it the holographic thing? Same thing I think you're using for the little hover bit on the bottom. You just got it turned around the other way. But really, really cute. I mean, you could get up on it and hover around. Yeah, me too, Maddie. Especially if it was as fast as the kitty one, because that's the reason I stick with that one, because it's faster than all the other ones that I have. But yeah, it's a really cool idea. A lot of thought and planning went into it. It's simple, but it's very detailed as well. Then we have this one. I actually came in yesterday, was taking some pictures, so I need to grab a screening of this one later. But this is the frost eagle, I think is what you call it, or ice eagle. Look at this thing, this bad boy. See if I can get a good close-up of his face. I come in and she was just starting on the first wing, I think. And I said, whoop, I better get out of here. Said I gotta leave her to work her magic. So this one is, the hoverboard was 109 pieces, by the way. I don't remember if I mentioned that, but this one is 246. So you can see it looks like snow clumps for the body and part of the leg, and then the glacier spikes for the wings, his feathers on his head, the feathers of his tail. Just amazing detail that you were able to squeeze that out and make it look like it needs to be. I mean, you can see the different feathers, the bone of the wings there. I mean, you can see a pattern. That's probably the hardest thing to pull off with these pieces. But that's just crazy, crazy stuff. His feet are the tribal mats, the rolled ones. For the claws, it looks to be the hanging wires. Not the cables, which is a single strand, but the wires is more of a bundle of cables. For the saddle, it looks like Falcon or Draken fences. It's one of the two. I forget which uses that look. The gates, I guess. And then Orin windows. Looks like maybe a leaf window here for that little back part. Cables for the harness. Again, it looks like Draken fencing for a lot of this, fencing and gates for a lot of the harness. For the eyes, it looks like, well, I can't really, it looks like a plate for one. And I'm not sure about the lining, maybe a bowl or something. And then the beak is also the glacier spikes, but they've been color shifted, it looks like, to an appropriate color for the beak. Draken archway, okay. Knew it was something along those lines. There's several that use the horns and stuff predominantly in their decor theme. This is that little Draken pillow. It's supposed to be the shield. Nice little decoration on the harness there. But yeah, just the detail is just incredible. You finished it at 3 a.m. last night? Wow. No pressure. Well, it's an amazing thing. I'm glad you were able to finish it. I would have shown it even at half done though, because it's too cool. No pun intended. And last but not least, we have the Phineas sleigh. This one is a whopping 688 pieces. Puts mine to shame for sure because of the delicacy of you managed to not make it look so bulky as I did with mine. But they too used hover part pieces for a lot of the trim. Um, looks like domes and cylinder parts for parts of it. I see red, um, looks like dynamite sticks in there. I'm not sure what the yellow part is. Maybe a plate that's been color shifted. Lots and lots of the Chua pillows. Makes it look like a lush padding. And then sandbags that have been color shifted green for the seat. They even made their own little wreath on the front, so it's looks like brambles for the wreath itself. Color shifted hanging fruit. Usually it's kind of that yucky orange, and they changed into red and did the same with the files. They left some blue and then color shifted a few to yellow, and then bananas for the ribbon, which is really cute. Very nice and colorful. Super pretty. Oh, sorry about that, Aurora. For the controller here, look, they've even got the little radar set up so that you can see the land and their destinations. Those are the detonators. This, of course, is the frozen lake, and it looks like some color shifted domes to make the panel itself. And even the gifts, they took some attention to these. Some of them are color shifted bags, uh, cylinders. That was pink. It's got different tufts of grass that's been color shifted. Had a lot of fun with the color shifting, clearly, but it looks awesome. Really nice curves and everything. It's very, very well done. Sorry to hear about that, Aurora. Well, I know I was having trouble yesterday and the day before, but I think it was for different things. But awesome stuff. So that's Aurora's 4 projects. I guess we'll do a drawing real quick. Let's see who else gets something goodies. See if I can read the name here. Arabesque. I think that's Siskwe's buddy in crime in the housing section. So we'll send Ara a random goodie. I'll leave that open because if there's people that are here in the chat, I'll let them have a choice, and then we'll send some of the others, the leftovers, I guess. So it's good to be a viewer here, right? Okay, so the next one is Poise Plot, one of Poise alts, Misty Summer. And this one is called A Wedding Sleigh. And I thought it hilarious that you found a use for your little snow version of the sand shrew. You actually put him on it. That was pretty funny. Add a little harness to him. It's just hanging wires and then some the pointy Draken spear thing for that. But the sleigh itself is pretty cool. It looks like what do you call those things? The graded floor panels, and then lots of the Hugel portraits for all of this filigree that's on both the white part of the sleigh and the front. So this is where the coach guy would sit, I guess, the little bench to lead the sand shrew, the snow shrew, or whatever you want to call him. Are these the brackets from the clock, the hanging clock? That's what it reminds me of. I think I've used it in a couple places, so it's kind of familiar. Being used as the blades of the sleigh. Ice rock arches for the white part here, and then the fancy Dominion dressers, both as the flooring and as the seats. Like this is like upside down and tilted a little bit for the back. Yeah, from the hanging clock. I thought I recognized it because I've used it for some chairs, I think. It's a really cute idea. I mean, who wouldn't want to? I mean, it looks really fancy. Do you remember how many pieces it was? Just the sleigh itself? It doesn't look too many. Probably what eats it up most is maybe the decoration of the portraits. Looks fairly economical. Looks nice. Yeah, it does. It does. Looks really elegant. Perfect for, the groom and bride and maybe their uh, bridesmaids and groomsmen trotting down the village or something. Looks really cute. Okay, on to the next one. Do another drawing, I guess. Looks like Valerie Pyros. We'll be getting to theirs soon. I'll add theirs to hers. So that's two. Two down. Again, I'll be sending you guys some random stuff. I'd let you choose, but you're not here, so. Yeah, the shrew was like a lot. So like 100 or something, you think? That's not too bad. It looked economical. Again, it's one of those things that, having the ones that are like super detailed and like everything is great, but it's really costly. It's just not practical. I mean, that would practically be half the plot right there. Okay, so this is, what did he call this? He calls this the Special Jingle 2000. It's a jazzed up little Christmas, not Christmas, Winterfest car. He added the little present trolley back here, the little trailer. So let's see if we can figure out what he's used here. Most of it is made out of the Chua pillows, of course, for that nice holiday red, accented with the frozen ledges for all of these icicle snow bits, not only on the front of the vehicle, but along like the tire guard and everything. Snowy clumps for along the edges at the top. No, you didn't have to name them. Most of them did. They gave some kind of a identifier. It's just easier for me, rather than me just say this is a holiday car every time. If we had like 5 or 6 car entries, it's kind of cute when they give them a different name. It's not required, certainly. There's the exhaust generator for the engine that's poking up. On the front, it's Chua spotlights for the headlights. You got the snow globe for the hood ornament. You've got a metal plank, one of the standard Winterfest wreaths, and then the graded floor panel for the front. Tires, but then they went a little step further and added hubcaps, which is basically just the plates, the metal plates. They're using the gate posts, the Winterfest gate posts for the sides of the dash, the little windshield. Inside is a Chua desk. There's a detonator, the gear lamp, like the garage theme lamp, and then the lever switch. The Chua desk, I think, was preferred because it has like these little pedals, like if you're going to shift gears and stuff. Winterfest gate or fencing for this little decoration back here. Color shifted tribal mat, a nice colorful green. The back is again another one of the metal planks. The trailer is actually one of those hayride trailers from Shades Eve. It's the empty version, and they've just tacked on the pillows to cover up some of it. There's the Hugel portraits for the designs, not only on here but on the back of this. For the tail lights of the vehicle here, they're using the what's this called? The festive protostar lamp or something. For that, for the ones back here, they're using the this is the bottom side of the utility crate, and then it looks like maybe a color shifted soda cup, and then one of the orange bottles. And then capped it with another plank. Yeah, really cute little design. Looks like a little speedster, Once he's done delivering, he just unhitches and takes off for like a vacation or something. Yeah, that's, again, it's those little details people think of to add that a lot of us just don't even, it doesn't even cross our minds. It's like in the kitchen, a lot of people don't do the cutting boards or the toasters or the little tiered canisters and stuff. But when those little details show up, it just brings a lot more character to the kitchen. And it's the same way with vehicles and stuff. When you remember to do, like if you have a windshield, if you go to the extent of adding windshield wipers or all of the, not just the headlights, but also the rear lights, and maybe, this doesn't have like rear view mirrors or anything, but they could have added it. It just depends on how detailed you want to get. So some cars have the brakes and pedals and stuff, and some don't. Some have the little gear shift, and some don't. It just depends on what you feel is important to help represent whatever you're trying to make. Okay, let's see if I can spell this one without it messing up. Tectonia Rauchluft. This is Tectonia Rauchluft. It's an alt of arabesque Their Era and Siskwi and them are really big in I think it's the German role-playing community. They welcome non-German speaking players, of course, but they're predominantly a German-speaking group. And we've toured this plot in the past, so I'm just going to quickly run through. Again, you can always come and visit these places and see them up close. There are some amazing stuffs going on besides what they put together for this challenge, but just having you run through. It's like, don't look, don't look. Before we go in, we'll do another drawing. I'm determined to get rid of some of this stuff. Make sure I got one. The next name, John, is Grexu Slagrock, which is Faye. So Faye, if you're still there, I know you said be right back, so I don't know if you're back or not. But you get a choice of a set of 3 retail helper decor packs, a sky remodel, die, or the gingerboard package. So when Faye gets back, we'll find out what Faye wants. I kind of have an idea what most people are going to be asking for, but I prefer to give them a choice if I can. So this is Ara's. I don't know what this thing is called. They didn't give a specific name, I don't think. They call it a Winter Rider's Steed. It's an Osun Arctera themed, oh, okay, it's a snowmobile. 115 pieces for this bad boy. Look at this thing. I mean, it's huge. And I guess it's supposed to be huge because it's, you know, Osun themed, so it's built for an Osun type of character, but wow. So this is where, you know, your Soul Frost, if you have a lot of Soul Frost goodies that you've collected while doodling around in Arctera, this is where a lot of that can come in. How it works really well with, like, I don't know what the parts are called, but like the piston parts or something, the connectors, it looks really nifty. I honestly can't say what all of these parts are because I don't really use a lot of Arctera decor, but I can see some. There's the Soul Frost pipes, different versions of those used. There's the Osun graded floor for that mesh. I can see that they're using the holograph, not the round one, but the really long one that a lot of people use for like showers and stuff. They're using a few of those for the base of that. This is the Osun gate, it looks like. One of those weird skull pieces. Again, I don't know what all of them are. The handlebars look like the pillars, the Osun pillars. I see like the round one that looks like it's reminiscent of the drum that they have. Again, there's like a lot of big panels here. But look at the Soul Frost piping. They're just taking great care and putting it all together. The little wheel parts here, I guess the ones that makes the little track turn, looks like the Soul Frost wells. And then the tracks themselves is I don't know what they call it. Again, it's another Soul Frost piece. It's one of the brackets or something, and they're just using it just over and over for that track. It looks really awesome. This would be great for folks that have been, you know, trying to make tanks and things like that, or even a conveyor belt. This would work awesome for that. This, I think, is the Osun emblem. These, I think, are the some of the tanks because they got that leaking goo coming out. Even up here on the You see some of the soul frost wells, and then they've got the little marauder thing in there. Really nicely put together. Again, who wouldn't want to ride around on one of these things? I never would have thought about combining any of this stuff in this way. Um, but yeah, it works really, really nice. The colors, the way they distributed it, it's not too much of it. It's really nice. And there's distinction between where the seat is, and it doesn't all blend together and everything. It looks really awesome. I don't know what, maybe he's like going, wow, I'd like to ride that thing. Anyway, so that's the Winter Rider's Steed Osunark Terrathene Snowmobile by Arabesque. Whoops. Okay, on to the next one. As you can see, everyone's doing a fantastic job. And that's what I love about these challenges. It's like you never know what people are going to produce, what way they're going to go. It's always fascinating. Now, some of you may remember this plot. This is Noradrenaline, their plot. Oops, I went the wrong way, didn't I? Got all excited and went the wrong way. I think we toured theirs either last week or the week before. I said we'd be back. Thank you for the hosting. I appreciate it. Let's see. I think it's over here. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, the snowplow. I thought it was super clever. I almost tried to put one together myself, but I couldn't think of how to really make it look WildStar-ish. And this is a fantastic job of that. So this is Noradrenaline's snow plow. It's like a hover plow. They've got the wait. Faye's back. So Faye, you get a choice. And thank you for dropping by, Bones. See you later. Have fun. Have a good day. Yeah, exactly, Boy. It's exactly. So yeah, Faye, we drew your name. So you get a choice. We've got what do we got? We've got retail helper packs. You would get 3. So it gives like a random retail helper. There's the Cotton Candy Skyrim model. I have some dies, the Crimson Curtain and the Aurora Pine, or you could get yourself a gingerboard package, which comes with the hoverboard plus all of the flares. So just let me know what you might be interested in, and we'll hook you up and get that sorted later. Yeah, Faye, it was a really incredible build. We were oohing and ahhing all over it. Sorry you missed it. Oh, gosh. So, Nora's hover plow here. Gingerboard package. All right. Let me note that down. We got one more left. Okay, so as we mentioned last time we come out here during the actual house tour that we did, it's just curved chua walls for the little shovel part, and several pieces of the Palavar Point Daily rewards, which is the sewage pipes. This is the L-shaped pipe. There's a couple of them for this bracket here. There's I think it's called the standing pipe. It kind of looks like a speaker thing, like a bullhorn kind of deal. They're using that as the majority of the base and part of the seating. They just capped it with a dome or something to fill it in to make it solid so that you can actually sit up in here. Just using a control panel here and with the multi-screen display and then the stool. Using curved glass for the shield. Hanging chains for the controllers here to keep it, steer it, I guess. This, I think, is the vertical pipe from the Palaver Point Daily rewards. And then you have I want to say it's the Protostar engine for this part that's like wiggling. And they've added, I don't have my sound on, so I'm not for positive, but I suspect it's probably like a bubbling cauldron or something for the smoke effect. And then, of course, the holographic bits for the hovering thing. They even have a little small Chewa tank here with a little dollop of snow on it. Really cute. Now they also mentioned the ski lift. Technically it wouldn't work as a mount because you can't take this whole contraption around with you, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it again because it was a cool idea. We've seen some other lifts, but this one's pretty clever in design. So you've got the controlling station, I guess you'd call it, and then mostly it's exile posts for not only the main brackets for the ride itself at each little terminal, but also the benches. It's just upside down with a little suitcase up top, and then adding the benches attached to it. So it's a very cute design. They've got it in a couple of places here to get you up the different sections of the mountainous area they have here. Really cute. Again, not necessarily a mount, but I went ahead and mentioned it since they specifically listed it among their projects. Okay, so on to the next. This one is Maddie's entry. This is Isa Ayri. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Again, I know it's an amazing plot. We toured it not too long ago. Definitely recommend all of these plots to visit them in person if you can get a chance. But we're just here for the winter ride stuff. So I'm just zipping through. See if I can get the door to pop up. Yay. I like how you guys like throw in a bunch of snow to make it fit the theme. You think? You're not even sure? No. Now I know we're in trouble. Okay, so I don't know. I just gave these names myself just so I know what I'm looking at. I called this the Phineas rocket. I have no idea if that's really what you wanted to call it, Maddie, but you didn't give a name to it, so I'm just tossing it out there. But it's super colorful. Apparently Maddie went crazy with the color shifting as well. I do see the yellow firework rocket here. You've got a couple of the firework crates full of goodies. But you also see domes, the curved tubes, cylinders, and probably curved walls as well for a lot of and it's just color shifted to different vibrant shades. The shield, I think that's the Dominion shield. It's actually red, and I think it's been shifted to yellow. Same way with the control panel and everything. And then the seat is giant fancy bows. The uh, the blades of this rocket look to be the flat metal table. We're just seeing the legs, and they've been color shifted to a kind of a blue green to match this part, and it looks like it's the same thing, the table again. Yeah, it does kind of look like a toy, like a kitty toy rocket. It's very colorful. And of course, I don't know what you call this, the holographic something. It's like the standing one, and the other one is like the long version. But yeah, very cute. Again, who wouldn't want to ride around in a very colorful rocket? I would. I would do that. Now this one, I called it the file orbitron, I think. I have no idea what you really meant with this. It almost looks like a torture chamber because it's got this little thing that maybe goes down on your head or something. But it's just lots and lots of files. It reminds me of the uh, atom sculpture here in Belgium that they have. I don't know what it's called, but it looks complicated. I'm sure I mean, you can see there's some design to it, but it must have been a pain to put together to keep it that sphere shape. Oh, is it not finished? Well, I think it's still pretty cool. You know, obviously it's meant like something like the Orbitrons where it would rotate and you just roll around in it. But it looks like an electric chair or something sitting in there. You get shocked if you turn wrong. I don't know how you would go about getting that shape though, unless you maybe use a dome or something to kind of help guide you. And then last but not least is what I called the Soul Frost motorcycle. Again, very similar in idea to Phase, but executed uniquely. Again, the Soul Frost wells for the tires and the pipes for the handlebars and the mufflers and stuff, even the little bits here. And then some of that the ice rocks for the body of the cycle itself. What's being used for the pillows here, the seats? Hard to tell. And then some kind of a tank for the little gas tank there. Oh, the dome is there for well, that kind of explains that then. Yeah, this is really, it matches. Again, there's enough distinction between the seat and the body of the bike. Uh, Not everything blends in together. Look, they even got the little pedal things where they stand on. Oh, is it the purple pillows that have been shifted? Nice. I've been trying to avoid the color shifting because I don't want to like end up costing myself an arm and a leg because I know if I get started, I'm going to have a hard time not using it. But I really love the handlebars. I mean, I love the whole thing, but I like the way those were done. Again, who wouldn't want to ride around on this? Blue flare for the little smoke effect here. Looks like some kind of a lighting is going on in here. Is that some kind of a lamp or something? Or is it just the reflection of this light? I can't tell. The Soul Frost is so mesmerizing, you just kind of want to, it's like a lava lamp. You just want to sit there and stare at it. In my opinion, yes, Twiggy, there are. More if people would quit asking and just join. You know, what can you lose? It's a free-to-play game, so let's do another drawing. Oh, Bones. Bones just left. They won something, so that's another one. Let's see, how many more can we do? A couple more. I'll do another one here in a minute. So that is Bones is Issa Irie, the 3, well, 2.5. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because it's like, maybe it's this part here that's giving a little light off. Because there's like a little spotlight there. Strange. Yeah, maybe they'll take notice and maybe we'll be inspired to create one that resembles one of these. That would be cool. You know, when I thought about doing this, you know, I was tempted to say, is there any way we can, you know, but I thought that we might be asking too much. I was just happy they were willing to give me some codes to pass out. Next up is mine. Most of you guys know what these are, but we'll go ahead and include them. I won't hang on to them too long, though. We've got the really fancy, bulky, oversized play. It was really costly, and not just the pieces, but all of the decorations and stuff too. I think it cost like almost 2 plat for this thing just by itself, because I used so many of the rockets and stuff. But it's mostly hover part pieces, exile pieces. You know, like you can see this kind of went wonky when I moved it. I just haven't gotten around to fixing it. I don't know why it worked like that, but just be mindful when you use pieces like that. Sometimes it goes weird. I really should fix it up again. I just haven't gotten to it. Orin shelves for the blades, stools and Tua pillows for the seating, and mostly just the fireworks for the flowers all along the sides. And that was a true pain to replicate on the other side, because I had to almost do it individual pieces just to match it up correctly. The design is like a mirror image, but it's not like you can just flip it, copy it and flip it. I had to actually uh, piece by piece move it over. This is very annoying. And then you'd see where maybe you didn't line things up perfectly, and I was like, no, it's not matching up. So yeah, one of those deals. But yeah, that's really irksome that it twisted these up a little bit. I'll have to fix that later, I guess. I keep forgetting though. Yeah, it was meant to be kind of inspired by some of the Russian sleighs that I had Googled up. They had a lot of intricate wood carving and had it nice and brightly painted, and that's what gave me the idea for the flowers. Then we have a really basic, simple little uh, sled. It's just metal edge 2x4s, regular 2x4s, um, flat metal tables for the blades and the base, and then the tribal mats, the rolled version, just upside down so you see the darker part. I think it was like 34 pieces or something. That one was like 750 something, if that gives you any idea how monstrous that was. And then the saddled polar bear is around 97 pieces. He's mostly ice rock arches, a few blocks, I think, and dome pieces, or cornerstones, if you want to call it. His eyes and nose are vent tanks. The harness is Orin windows. The front ones are orange windows, and then the back part of the saddle and the strap is the leaf windows. The saddle itself is a pair of, I think it's one of those ritual pots, and then hanging cables for the straps, the harness bit. And that is that for mine. Thanks, Faye, I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and do another drawing. I want to get these before we end. Got about 3 more plots to visit. Next one is Maddie. So Maddie, you get to choose between the goodies. We still have a gingerboard package. We got some dies, guy remodels, and the retail helper decor packs. So your choice. I'm sure Bones would have probably loved a choice, but sorry, Bones. So let me know which ones you might be interested in, and we'll move on to, let's see, where am I at? We'll move on to Bones's. Bones has Santa Claus, gingerbread package. I would not have guessed. So that's it for the mounts that we have. And I'll just divvy up the rest between the others, Era, Valerie, and Bones, because they're kind of smaller items and I don't have like multiples of some of them, so I think it'll be all right. So Bones has specifically built what they call the present train. See if I can find, where's the front of this thing? Over here. So you can see it's like a double, I know, I pictured it being like one of those with a little pump thing that you sit there and you keep pumping on it and it makes it go faster down the track. But I thought it was a really clever, unique approach to a train kind of build. I mean, you know, we have seen trains in the past, and they're all kind of the traditional appearance, but this one's a little different. They're using the streamers for like the wheels, the track of it, a Winterfest gate post for the middle, and then this is where the driver would sit and control it to move it back and forth. And then they got 2 buckets, just hollow domes filled with various gifts. And you know, they've thrown in all sorts of items, not just the wrap stuff. And then the track itself is, I don't think you can, whoops, totally missed that. It's like lousy jumping there. Let's see if I can walk on it. Yeah, there's no collision on the icicles. So there's no way to walk all the way along it. But you can see they've got the glacier spikes for parts of it, like the main pillars, and then the icicles all the way along for the track. All the way down to the other end of the station. So this might be the start where they load it up, I guess. They got this little corral here for the gifts. maybe the list of who's naughty and who's nice, and then they load it up and it runs down the rail. And then they drop it off. It goes onto this little lift here and into the building itself. Something like that. But I thought it was a really cute, original approach to a present train, a holiday train. I especially like this part, the way they decided to connect the train to the track. Okay, next one is, let's see. I was thinking of a space that we went to. I guess it was ours. Let's go. Roxu, Slag Rock. Getting you guys mixed up. Is that one his favorite? No, did we already visited this one? No. Okay, this is similar to a different one. This is Faye's, what did you call it? Snowmobile. Oh my gosh, again, I probably can't name all of these parts because I see a lot of Sulfrost stuff, but it looks like maybe one of the anvils, I think. I think this was giving off the smoke even. I see some spaceship parts, like here and excuse me, the exile post, fence posts. Oof. Pardon me. I thought we did too, Faye. I think it was arrows we were thinking about. Oof. Sorry, feels like I swallowed a dust ball. I really am having trouble identifying any of this stuff. It looks like some of the pardon me. This looks like the ice chest from the summer decor pack. Is that what that is? And you turned it gray. And that's just the regular spotlight. Looks like some. Is that the Dominion cryopod there? I know these are sulfrost brackets of some sort being used for the little skatey parts. Icicles trimmed. It looks like some of the standing, no, vertical pipe from the Palavar Point Daily. Yeah, you're like me, or I'm not very good with the mechanical stuff. I see the Red Moon bar stool. There's the fuel tank here. Got some tacos and beers. What is this part? Is that like a soul frost thing? I cannot tell. Oh, my jar's starting to hurt again. My meds are wearing off. I see the faux Granock hatch. Soul frost panel. Pardon me. So sorry. Again, it looks like some spaceship parts too, some of these brackets here. Yeah, the steering thing, I'm not sure. It looks like pipes, but from what? I have no idea. Maybe some more of the spaceship parts. Orange exile cannon, something, don't remember the name, huh? Oh, it's probably the, uh, I can't remember what it's called either. Arc ship light thingy. Could be. But you're talking about this is that, because it's got those moving gears and stuff. Yeah, I see. Two exhausts. Oh, that's pretty clever. It looks really nice. A lot beefier than if you just use the hanging cables too. And the cables, you know, they work, but they're curved and maybe don't land just in the right spot. So that's really, really awesome work. Again, I never would have imagined. I mean, even if you'd like taken all these pieces, thrown it into a room and said, okay, here, build this, I'd be like, what? Can't even conceive of something like this. It's just too crazy. I'm gonna have to force myself to try it and practice with it, but yeah, exactly, Aurora. That's me. Exactly. Okay, the last one uh, is whoops, wrong name. The plot is owned by somebody called Mincemeat, which I thought was funny, but it's Valerie Pyros's alt apparently, and they put together a Winterfest plane. I call it the gingerbread plane because it's got a lot of gingerbread pieces, but I thought it a cute idea. They use some of the gingerbread candy canes, the doors, which apparently are functional, but when I click on them, they don't move or anything, so I don't know if they're actually truly functional, but you can see the little open door sign pops up. Have any of you actually used it like that, a door? Well, good on him. You shouldn't drink and drive. They used the triangle pieces here and then trimmed it with snow clumps for the icing extras. But there's like an engine part here. They've got the Protostar engine for the front. That's what's giving all that little extra motorization there. It looks like part of an Osun uh, bit here just because of the design on it. Like an Osun emblem or something, or maybe one of the cryopods. Then I think this is a Dominion generator or something. The Dominion shield. There's even a little bit of Eldon thing in here for the little top part there. One of the candies stuck on the end for decoration. And then, of course, the windmill uh, blade for the propeller. Well, at least for now. There we have our little plane, gingerbread plane. But have any of you actually had this door actually open and close? I need to test that with one that I have and see if it works. I don't know if it's just not working because it's laying down and there's no space for it. I don't know. But I didn't know that it was an actual functional door or if it's meant to be. Okay, so that's all for December's CBDC. I so thank you guys for participating. We had a lot of amazing creations come out of it. I hope you had as much fun building them as we did looking and admiring them. Um, Again, just a reminder that everyone that participated will be getting a exclusive decor pack code. I will be sending those out throughout the day. It's going to take me some time to get to everybody. And of course, those of you that have won some special extras like the gingerbread board packs and such will be receiving those sometime today as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't offer those up for the EU player. I mean, for the NA players, but um, you know, maybe next time I'll get a hold of some stuff on that side as well. But very much appreciative. I know I have a surplus of the decor pack codes. There was only 14 participants, not including myself. See you later, Aurora. And so that means I do have some leftovers. I will be giving those out over the next week or so. I don't know exactly when and how I'm going to do that, but I will see that they find some good homes as well. So just be on the lookout. It might be via Twitter. We might have a little quickie challenge thing that people can get into besides the usual stuff, but maybe I'll just do a random drawing sometime during one of the streams. I don't know off the top of my head yet, but I will be passing the rest of those out eventually. So they're not going to go collecting dust or anything. So if you didn't participate in this month, you missed out on that. There might still be a chance for you if you pay attention. So be sure and catch us on Twitter and follow along on the stream if you can. And maybe you can snag one of the leftovers. We will be announcing January's CBDC theme next week. It will be Monday on the 2nd. That is the plan anyway, as long as things go accordingly. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, folks will be just as enthusiastic. It might be a little tougher because you're going to have to put your thinking caps on for this one, I think. But hopefully, it's left open enough that you know, folks will come up with something that they feel can work, and we'll get some more participation that way. But I truly appreciate those of you that come out for this one. Made it a really great event, and I was super delighted again. Thank you to Carbine for offering to supply me with the codes to give to you guys. Um, it just makes it that much more special. You know, usually we don't give any kind of rewards, so having something like this, you know, as a special occasion kind of thing, it just makes it all the sweeter. So thank you guys. Hope you had fun, and I guess I'll be seeing you in the new year. So hopefully you have a great holiday weekend. Don't drink too much, and if you do, certainly don't drive. Just stay safe, in short. And have a great day, great weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.